So let's take a look at the MongoDB shell and see how we can use it to carry out various CRUD operations on the MongoDB server. So first, coming to the MongoDB shell, it's started by running the mongo command, as we've seen. So now what's the MongoDB shell? The MongoDB shell is basically a V8 JavaScript interpreter that interfaces with the MongoDB server. So when we say it's a JavaScript interpreter, what can we do here? So just take simple expressions like these. Okay, or I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, print hello. So you run this command and it prints out hello 5 times as expected of a JavaScript interpreter. So commands that we write in the Mongo shell are essentially JavaScript, which is then interpreted by the Mongo shell and sent out to the MongoDB server, gets the response from the MongoDB server and prints it out here. So let's get back to some basic commands of the shell. So it's got a command that's show dbs, shows you all the dbs. Now we use local to specify that we want to use the local database. Use db to check back that the database is the database selected is the one that we want to use. And you can run various commands against this database. Now what we could do is create a simple database and a collection. So we say we want to create a new database, say demo. Okay, so what we do is, the way to create a database and a collection is you first use it. So we say use demo. Now if you have a look at the database list, it doesn't show it as yet. The reason being, a database is created only when it is first populated with data. So what do? We populate, we add a document as a row of data is called in MongoDB to this database. So we say db dot first dot insert name db, name is MongoDB, insert, done. Now what do is we first check up, has the database been created? Okay, so now we have a demo database. Now we have to look at the collections in the database. So we use demo, check that we have selected it, db. Next we have to check that check for the collections here. So we give the command show collection. So we have got a system generated collection called system.indexes that defines the indexes for the collection and the collection into which we inserted the first row of data called first. So now we want to find out whether the data that we have inserted has actually been or appears in the collection. So we use a command called db.first.find, and there we can see that the document has been added to the data to the collection. We'll also see that an additional field called _id has been added to the document. The _id is a system generated field which has got a lot of significance. For one, it is unique in a database. By default, the database or the collection is indexed on _id, and what's not so obvious is that it has got an integrated timestamp. So that's a little bit of the understanding of the object id. Now what we could do next is add some more data to it. So we say db dot first dot insert place is Mumbai, or let's make it Mumbai. Okay, so one more document inserted. Now let's check, and we find that we have got two documents in the collection. What's immediately obvious to you is one, that the _id is unique, it's different from the earlier document inserted. The second thing is that MongoDB is essentially schemaless. So the first document had one field called name, the second document has got a field called place.